objectives, and then we can turn that into a work plan that any one of your folks basically should be able to plug into. Just really you being able to articulate, hey, this is what the goal is that I want, and then here are some of the educational partners that I think fit into the goal. And then there's ways that I can help with building relationships with those that, I have access to. And then whoever on campus could also do some things. Um, and you're giving that to the team or whoever's tasked with the implementation. That way, there's no more question about like, oh, verbal or my not having the right understanding. It's in a document. And so a smart person would write on it and ask questions and make sure that they're clear about what they're reading and then, make adjustments. And then they just really, there's no other expectation but to get the work and then just continuing to ask for support.
Okay.
So that's what I think, I can help with crafting that out. And that moves beyond the verbals, just having a verbal vision. And then, people could easily say, oh, well, I'm not clear, or I didn't understand, especially if they're not coached enough to like ask clarifying questions or have self-initiative to take what you're verbally saying and then, put their own, interpretation of what they're being told together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do I need to like talk about?
Let's just talk it through. Yeah, let's just talk it through.
So the vision for the space is to have some stackable laundry sets in there for utilization for the students on campus if they need to, but also to have the opportunity for the ATP students to do workability, where eventually we would do like a laundry and fold service for folks in the district, and then also have some spaces in there for salon chairs and like the cabinet setup. I don't know what the official term of those is called, so that the students could be serviced, because hygiene, is something that we want to emphasize with that population, but also so that, they could possibly learn to be some sort of like assistant apprentice in a barbershop or a beauty salon. So it would have, a dual purpose in that way.
Okay, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, how big is the space?
I don't have exact measurements, but it's like the size of a standard classroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, it's like student-led enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
So would you run this through like ASB or like what's the structure of how usually I've seen when there's an enterprise, they try to funnel it through ASB or creatively, it could be a 501c3, a nonprofit, depending on how the district wants to do it. Because the funding, like, you don't want the funding to get caught up in district some type of way.
No.
Because if you think about all of the linens, all this stuff that we get washed, you could really be, you treat it like we do print service, and then print services, how they charge us back for things that we request. If you got to send something out to print services.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Same thing. Like they would set it up to where there's a code, and then out of people's budgets, they would just pay your laundry service for whatever cleanings that they need. And it could generate a significant amount of unrestricted revenue for your site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they do have an ASB club, so that's how we could start it.
Okay.
And then, if the need is there and the demand grows, then we could eventually do the paperwork for a 501c3. But keeping it school-based as much as possible at first is what I want to do. And I really don't know the requirements for workability or for TPP with the county, but I do know that.
What's TPP?
Oh gosh. Let me look it up.
Is it a workforce program or something?
Yeah, for kiddos with intellectual disabilities. And I know it, but because you asked me, I don't know
Yeah,
right now. Oh,
I see it. Yeah.
transition partnership program. Yeah.
Okay, transition partnership.
Hmm.
And then I'm assuming you might have some high performance students that can do this too, right? Or like high functioning, I should say.
You mean Gen Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the things we can do is go look at, I don't know if they still have it, but Pacific High School, I believe, they have a coffee cart that their I would say TPP and workability students operate. And it was interesting because they had their special education students serving as the trainers of the general population students. It was
That's
a
great.
really, yeah. So we can find out from them like what happened to it, what was the pros and cons. And but you saw the laundry service at, did you see it in Anaheim or was it in Ontario?
No, I haven't seen it
You
anywhere.
haven't seen it? Okay.
The idea originated from just those kids needing their clothes washed at times because some of them soiled themselves, etc. And then I was just like, you know what, that could actually be a way for them to generate money so we can pay for prom, so we can pay for these outings that the larger scale ones that they like to go to, like Disneyland. They haven't been to an amusement park since Bridget left. So
Oh wow. So Valverde has a laundry service. Paris Elementary School. No, we saw one. It was Anaheim, that the one that we saw it, free vouchers. So that was the one. And so I'll reach out to our community schools so we can find the principal, because if another district has already have it and got it through board policy, we can just duplicate instead of recreating the wheel and just do that.
yeah, and when you say that, are you saying through Montez, or are you're saying through my specialist?
No, I'll get the content. I'll figure it out. We went on the
Okay,
tour. Yeah, we went on the tour. We did Anaheim, and they had a laundromat in one of their schools.
got it, got it, got it.
Yeah, so what I'll do is just ask them, what policies and procedures did you all put in place to make this happen, and then just share it with you.
Okay, thank you.
And if you want to meet them, take a tour, ask questions, and all of that kind of stuff, then we can figure that out too.
Okay, and then for the the like hair care maintenance, hygiene and maintenance vendors, like I don't really know of any in the community. That ideally, I would like them to be open to have some of these kids work for them in their businesses, right? But I understand that there's a very careful kind of vetting that they probably would like to do. And so I felt it would be safer if they want to, like, I don't know, donate some services in kind here and train the kids on how to do what they would be doing in the actual business. So the sweeping, the sanitation, and cleaning of the shampoo bowls, um, sanitizing the scissors and the clips for the I don't know all the terms, the clippers, with that blue liquid, whatever that stuff is. Just small stuff like that. But also the dual purpose is, okay, if one of the kids have lice or they just haven't washed their hair in a while, that, they could get that done as well.
So you're not talking about them learning how to cut or do hair. This is like the maintenance of the business stuff.
I mean, it's not off the table, but I think some of those kids have issues with fine motor skills.
Okay.
Not all of them, that's a generalization. But if there were a student that wanted to learn, or some of our gen ed kids wanted to learn, then that space could be utilized for that reason as well.
So is the intent really to just really focus on the special ed students, or?
I want it to be run by the special ed students.
Okay.
So that room belongs to them. So like, if you want to get into that space, you have to talk to one of the workability aides, and just know any student helpers that you have in that space would be students in the ATP program.
Okay. And then tell me about them. Like, what is their functionality? Like, what are they
I mean, it varies.
like? Could they be actually working with clippers, or are these not the type of people that you want to have clippers?
I think some of the higher functioning kids could. And I don't, know all of their identifications to say, but what I do know is that all of them have some sort of intellectual disability. And so I don't want to limit them and say that they couldn't, but it just really depends on the ability of the kid. And I don't know how you would,
And I asked
how you would
because
assess that. I don't know.
yeah, I asked because like if you wanted to like because there could be a school that wants to expand that already has the license to do the training, and then they can offer almost like the CTE version in a CTE setting, like all the things related to whatever you would do for one of the licenses to be in the hair, hygiene business.
Yeah.
But now, if you make it real niche to maintenance, then there's a whole industry sector around almost in janitorial services that you can kind of delve into if you keep it niche to just the maintenance and caring for those kind of facilities. Because then that's OSHA, and then there's OSHA certificates that we could probably connect to and figure out how they get certified. Somebody could start a small business or then at least be eligible for a job. And then if they have an open case with like Department of Behavioral Health or Department of Rehabilitation, they at least they used to, I don't know if they still do. When I worked there, I used to provide job coaching and would take them to work, show them how to do their job, help them build a relationship with the employer so the employer knows, hey, this is what this person's accommodations are. So don't just be firing them or whatever. And a lot of times DOR has contracts with employers who are open to working with people that have who are differently able. And so that could really be a niche. It's just how far do you want to go? If you're going to do that, maybe just really focus in on one occupational area and just go deep in that. But there's a couple of ways that you could look at this one.
Okay. I think with my thinking is starting small and proving that, there are numbers there to justify expansion.
Okay.
Just because it's been traditionally very difficult for me here to get things off the ground. So, I feel like there's a little less scrutiny when other people, including people in the community off this site, are saying, oh no, like we utilize that all the time. Or, Myler is known for doing this, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about like, do you want to start with like a hard to serve population or, because there's going to be a lot more trial and error if you go with your special population versus with your general population. Tell me about like how that would look and, why are you choosing them versus doing something that could be maybe easier.
Yeah. I mean, because those are the students that we service. And there's a significant amount of students with, ID here. And also traditionally, they have a more difficult time gaining employment once they leave here.
Okay.
And the experience that they get in the field when they do community-based instruction is typically around retail. Not every single kid wants to do retail.
Okay.
And so I thought it would serve two purposes, and that, yeah, you can go wash your hair, right? But also you can learn a skill while you're in that space. So
I think I got to meet them to kind of take the block out so I can see what you're seeing. Because like I'm thinking of, I might thinking of the, most severe case of students like that's low functioning.
Yeah, I mean, even the most severe kids can like sweep or rinse out a bowl, They have that ability. Some of them can just have kind of soft supervision, and some of them need someone right there with them giving step-by-step directions, so it ranges, but regardless, that space will be a safe one for them to attempt to learn.
Okay.
Because doing it in a business, like, I understand the hesitation that business owners would have, especially if a student has behaviors where they may, flail their body or spit or have a meltdown. No one knows really how to handle that. So it's a good, I don't want to say testing ground for business owners to see the skills of the students, but the ones who excel, they can showcase what they've learned there.
Yeah, I mean, because we can look at Goodwill as a model. Goodwill has they do it's recycling. So they take apart the phones and take the copper and all of that stuff out, and that's their enterprise. Goodwill has a lot of different, so we can look at Goodwill as a model and some lessons learned from them, and then also the independent living programs. We can look at them as lessons. I would just start thinking about OSHA requirements, and then if we're going to be letting them around chemicals and all of that kind of stuff, we're going to need a skilled instructor or person to supervise it that really knows what they're doing. So because we don't want to have any accidents or anything like that. But okay, it just gives me some things to think about, and I should come over and visit and just meet. But a couple of things, let me just back up. So what I hear is there's a space, size of the classroom is dedicated to students who are differently able. They generally have workability programs or the transitional partnership. And like you want to have a laundry mat. So one, it could be functional for them during the school day, wash their clothes. It could be a student-led enterprise where it could be a laundry and fold just for the district's needs and possibly for the community. And then I know you talked about salon and hygiene, but it feels like we landed with maybe starting with like maintenance services, meaning like cleaning up, dealing with the sanitation of utensils and just all of the different things that you will find in a salon. And then there's an openness to doing some actual training in like barbering or just I don't know what you call the others outside of barbering, but just saloon training. And I said that I would look at the other community schools that I'm aware of that already have laundromats so that we can just get their documents and figure out how they got it approved. And then we got models with Goodwill, independent living program, and then San Bernardino Unified did something similar, but just on the coffee side. And then I keep thinking CTE. Juanita's got to be a resource in this because this could be a CTE program. And so how could we use some of the CTIG and the Carl Perkins funding that she has to support some of this?
Okay.
The part of it would just be the instructor. So like if it's going to be a class and they're getting an industry recognized certificate, we would just have to have someone with that CTE credential that can teach it. Now, there might be other ways to do this that I'm just not aware of that we just got to figure out if it's not, because it could be done through a partnership or an apprenticeship program or something like that too.
Yeah.
So that's just a recap for the Gemini. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Okay.
That's everything.
Okay. So I think Juanita would be a key thought partner. I would let's get the idea baked out a little bit more, like on paper before we bring other folks in, and then maybe like go visit Goodwill. So to ask some questions about like their management of working with differently able people. And then I'll reach out to Anaheim and so that you could at least see their laundromat. And then have you been to the Tay Center? Tay is the Transitional Youth Center. Department of Behavioral Health runs it. They may be a good resource for us just to ask questions about, because I'm sure they'll be able to provide other examples that just not coming to my mind of working in this space with this population and what other folks are doing, and that might open up some other partnerships related that could support this. So
Okay.
Tay. But
Tay
like,
or Tay?
yeah, it's Tay, it's transitional age youth, and it's run out of the Department of San Bernardino County Department of Behavioral Health.
Okay.
And so generally they have an open case with Department of Behavioral Health, and they can go to the Tay Center for employment development, independent living skills, pretty much anything that they need. They go there to get support. There's also Guardian Scholars. A lot of your folks probably,
What's
you
that?
know,
I'm not familiar.
they support foster youth.
Okay.
So I know a lot of your kids will probably not be in their traditional home. It might be, they could be in a group home or could be living with someone who's a guardian. So Guardian Scholars provides independent living skills, teaching them like how to iron and just do basic living skills, how to manage your budget. They do a lot of different stuff to just support youth who are emancipating or just, in the foster care system, especially because your ones that are not 18 yet, it would be a good resource for them because it's helping them get prepared for when they start the term out of the system, help them know what their rights are, how they can get extended time, and make sure that they're understanding that they qualify for the Chafee grant and all of these other different resources if they want to go and get higher education.
I think it's important, and that sounds like a good resource. That's separate from this room, because all of the students in ATP are 18 to 22 years old.
Oh, okay. 18 to 22.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Which is, why I'm so like workforce focused, because I just want them, to, sometimes it's just boredom. They have nothing to do once they graduate. And sometimes, the families, they start depending on that workability income, as little as it is, it helps.
Yeah, every little piece.
And the kids want to work.
Yeah.
They want to work. So why not find them an actual job,
Yeah. So just for Gemini's, like add in there, maybe visit America's Job Center, and just be aware of what the Workforce Development Department does. We have an MOU with them, and through adult ed. Yeah.
Okay. And that's in San Bernardino?
San Bernardino, and then there's one in Rancho. Yeah.
I don't know any of these things, so I'm going to be asking questions because I'm not familiar.
And then I would also attend a youth council meeting too. Youth council.
Like the ones Baca runs, or?
No, this is the county's youth council, and they kind of sit and oversee all of the WIOA funds, the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act funds for the county. And so all the youth service providers are there, and they have contracts to serve your population. And it's just getting the connection and just seeing, how they can get referred in. So we'll just put that in the notes to just, it's so much stuff out there that there's a lot of programs out there for special populations. There's a lot of programs out there.
Then why does it feel like there's not?
Because y'all stay in Rialto. That's why. Like, when you work in Rialto, it feels like you're required to stay and not step foot outside the city. Yeah. So Rialto sits in between San Bernardino and Fontana. We only have 100,000 people. Both of them have 250,000 people. So the county seat sits in the city of San Bernardino. So all of the organizations that provide the services, they're generally going to go to those bigger cities because, that's where the political influence is. That's where there's more people. And then with Rialto, we're kind of insular. We don't go out. Yeah. We don't go out to the meetings. Like, trying to get somebody to go to the Gangs and Drugs Task Force meeting, or like
Those
I'm
are in
saying,
the high
hey,
desert still, right?
huh?
Those are in the high desert still.
They do them all over the county.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like we need our leaders to go out of stuff, go out to outside meetings, because like I'm one person and I'm tasked with like partnerships for the entire district. And now the problem was that there was nobody at the sites to hold on to the partnerships like once we have them. So now that we got the community school specialists, that really changes the number of partnerships that can come into Rialto. Because what we're trying to do is get partnerships that don't require us to do a paid contract. We want to work with folks that already got their own resources. And so I say we got these community school specialists, it's go time now. And there's no reason. And your community school specialists should not be sitting on the campus all the time. They need to be out building networks, building and knowing where all of these resources are, and then bringing them to campus.
Yeah.
And then it's important for the principal to be able to get out and be known out in the community, because Rialto just doesn't have these kind of services. They're not located here. They're in San Bernardino. Their headquarters are somewhere else. And then in writing, they say they serve us, but they really kind of don't.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people already in the cities where they're at. They really don't got to come over here like that unless we pull them in. So like yesterday, we had about 19 organizations. All the community schools were specialists were there. Your guy was there. And so we got a chance to get them plugged in and get them connected. And so now this time we're going to help them connect, because last time we did it, we can't really tell how many of them actually really connected with the ones. You remember the speed dating thing? Like nobody really said, hey, I need help, or I can't tell who connected. So this time we're going to like help them get connected and see what comes as a result of that. And so, but if you send me the transcript for this, I have a formula to make it make sense.
Okay.
I'll put the concept into a one pager and then just comment on it and say, oh, no, that's not what I'm thinking. Make this clear here. And then we'll settle it into maybe a 1 or 2 page concept paper. And then this, I'm gonna just be asking you to take a couple of meetings.
Okay. That sounds easy enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. As soon as it generates it, I'll send it right over.
All right. Appreciate you. Looking forward to this. This is going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it too. And thank you for offering to offer support and guidance, because that's very rare. So
who's your support provider?
This year,
yeah,
Dr. McMillan. Before it was Manny.
Okay. So then we'll have to think about where her is, like where the dollar's at. Where the resources, and we'll come back to her. So like I know that so it's Dr. McMillan this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll have to she's gonna be our resource person. We're gonna tap her. Once we get the concept down, let's not share nothing yet.
Yeah.
So we really get solid and crystal clear on, like, do we have your vision captured? And then get some champions on your campus, that say, yeah, like this is what we want to do. Get them talking about it and talking it up. And then we may or may not try to reach into the parent core and get parents saying that they want it. Like if you got a couple active parents. But first thing is like just get the vision crystal, and then for you to see it in action. Once you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, I can make this happen.
Yeah.
Like once you see it, you'll be able to say, oh, I can do this.
When do you want to come and look at the space?
What you got at 10 tomorrow?
I'm good.
Okay. I'll come over there tomorrow at 10.
Okay. I will send you an invite.
Cool.
Alrighty, I'll do that right now. And
then don't forget to look at that family learning circle thing and let me know, either way, don't feel pressured. But if you think it's something you want to incorporate, that actually could be the team that builds this.
Um, I did get it. Okay, I did receive it.
And this could be the project. This could be the project that you use for this. And just
Are
keep.
any other schools doing this?
I haven't pushed it out to. I'm gonna send it to Tammy from Warner. We just met about this today, so we're gonna just start pushing it out to sites.
Who is we?
Me, Kevin, and Jose.
Got it. And so if there's one district leader required and one principal, it doesn't necessarily have to be a principal at every site. It could just be a principal leading the work for the district, or it does need to be a designated principal from each site.
Yeah, this will be the team for each site.
So how do you have a district leader for each site?
It'll be me, Kevin, or Jose, or Robin.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is part of our CEI. Or, so like you say, oh, well, look, I want another leader. We can try to recruit them and make them a part of it. So they got openings for 25 schools.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, so you need the district leader to be there to support the site, make sure that the site has everything that they need. And what we've been pressing for is, because we're a mentor district, we're supporting other districts in this work. And what we've been saying is, no, we want to support our sites. We want to support our own sites. So for the last 2 years, we've been mentoring other districts and meeting with them virtually. And we're like, man, I don't have time to do this and meet with my sites. I really need to be meeting with my sites. And so this is an opportunity for us to do that.
Yeah, I'll take a look, a closer look, but just so you're aware, this is a WASC year for both Myler and Zupanic. And, we just got grades 4th through 8th back.
What does that mean, 4th through 8th?
4th through 8th grade at Zupanic.
Oh, at Zupanic. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so, there's, yeah. So I need to change some things because of that.
See if this helps with that. Align everything to that. If this don't help with it, then don't do it.
Yeah.
But you would use this as the vehicle to help with your WASC accreditation.
I know, but it's time.
It's time.
It's time, and it's people, because I have a small group I'm pulling from. And
you make it all the same people, and you use the coaching to support where you're trying to go. So it's like, okay, I got this creative, innovative thing that I'm doing, and then I got my accreditation that I got to get through. So all the agendas for your virtual coaching sessions would just be about that. You don't make it different work, you make it all the same work.
I hear you, but different things require different, documents, and there's definitely overlap, and there would have to be, because we're so tiny, right?
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of momentum to get through a WASC, especially with this staff.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. They're great. Don't get me wrong.
It's just work. Yeah, it's work.
Yeah. And this place is a ghost town after school. We don't have like the clubs, and we have after school tutoring through ELOP, but I don't know if Norberto will even keep it here this year because not that many students participate. You know what I mean? So I think teachers come to alternative ed, because they're attracted to, a lighter lift than you would get at a comprehensive high school, for sure. And so keeping those things in mind, some people are like, look, I'm just here to do my 5 periods, have an occasional meeting, and be out. So anything extra, the commitment and the excitement may be there initially, but then eventually the workload falls back on admin.
You do.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm not speaking from a place of fear. I'm speaking like this will be my 8th year here. So, and these folks have been here for the majority of the time too, a good part of the staff. So I know them very well,
So could the community partners come in and, like, if you just provide them with space?
Yeah, we have space. We have the space that Sheldon's in, but I'm talking about the commitment from the staff.
Don't let them think, Dr. Shirali, he's like, look, all I need is he was breaking down like how to look at your teaching core is find me the 20% that are already doing the thing. And then there's 60% that will do it if they had support. And then the rest of them, all I'm asking them to do is just don't get in our way.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't need everybody. And so if I got a community school specialist and a community partner, what can I do with them?
Mm-hmm.
If I got one teacher and a community partner, what can I do with them? And maybe that's all that I'm gonna do. Just figuring out what would they do.
Yeah.
Then what kind of support is needed, because you don't need all of them to do what you're trying to do. All you need is and then once it's successful, then you're gonna have some folks. You're not gonna get all of them that are gonna be like, oh, Dad, I want to be part of that.
Are we talking about the CEI thing, or we're talking about the thing that I'm trying to do?
Just what you want to do. I'm not talking about CEI.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Like my ATP teachers, they will do it. They'll get behind it.
Yeah.
But for the CEI thing, for an ongoing commitment, I will mention it.
Yeah.
But I think there will be some reluctance there, and I hope I'm wrong.
Oh, you're talking about the schedule on this thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be during the workday though, so you would have to be willing to give them time during the workday for this.
Yeah.
I was talking about like when you say it's a skeleton crew in after school, and to keep Norberto and to do all of the things that I hear you're saying that you want to do, because you're actually like what you're describing is a community school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to take bodies and hands to get that going.
Yeah.
So, and then once you do this for the special pop, guarantee you got to figure out something for general pop, because they're going to be like, oh, this is popping. I want this.
Yeah.
You bring a music studio or something in there, or like.
I think it's a shame that we always like nothing can be exclusive to marginalized groups. We always do things for gen ed kids. I mean, all my kids arguably here. Yes, we do. We always do things.
We don't do enough for general education kids.
We do not. But while all the kids here are underserviced, those kids, and I'll call them kids, who have intellectual disabilities in that specific age range, they are the most underserviced. So if the families don't know about the resources that are out there, or even worse, they know about them and they can't access them because they don't have transportation, or it conflicts with their work schedule, like it means nothing, right?
Yeah,
so having something while I have them here is the best way to get things to them, I have found.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is success breeds success. So once this is successful, you're going to get asked to do something else. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, no, you have to include those kids. I'm like, okay, I will, but let me get something for them going.
Understood. Yeah. And we'll make that real clear in here that the target population is those 18 to 22-year-olds that are in special education, and that's the priority for this.
Yeah. Perfect.
We'll make that clear. But send me the stuff.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow.
You're sending me the invite, right?
I already sent it.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.